The next question is, name the person to whom the amount of the check is payable. What is technically the name of the person to whom the amount mentioned in the check is payable? The options given are drawer, payee, drawee and acceptor. It's a very interesting question. Now, for easy understanding, I have drawn the picture of a check here. Now let us look at this check. This check is drawn on Modern Bank. It is dated 18/12/2016 and it is payable to Ashok Nath or bearer a sum of rupees 10,000 and it is signed by Suraj Kumar. Now the question is, what is this man called, Ashok Nath called? Is he called drawer, payee, drawee or acceptor? That is the question. Now for everybody's understanding, I will just mark what is the name of the various parties of a check. First is the bank on which it is drawn, which is Modern Bank. It is called drawee. Drawee is always a bank because the check is drawn always on a bank. Then Suraj Kumar, who is this person? He is called a drawer because he draws the check, he signs the check, he draws the check, therefore he is called a drawer. The bank on whom it is drawn is called a drawee. Then Ashok Nath is called payee because it is to whom the payment is to be made. Acceptor is a wrong option given here because for a check there is no acceptor. So the parties of a check are, first, drawer is the person who draws the check. The bank upon whom it is drawn is the drawee and the person in whose favor the check is drawn is called the payee. Therefore the correct answer to this question is payee. And I have given an actually a facsimile of a check describing who is the payee. So payee is always the person in whose favor the check is drawn and who is entitled to receive the amount mentioned in the check. The next question is, which among the following is a private sector bank? This type of questions are always being asked in examination and you should master this type of question. The options given were SBI, Axis Bank, Indian Overseas Bank IOB and Indian Bank. Which among the following is a private sector bank? State Bank, SBI is obviously the wrong answer because SBI belongs to the SBI group. IOB and Indian Bank, they belong to the nationalized bank category and therefore Axis Bank is the private sector bank and therefore the correct answer is Axis Bank. And Axis Bank was formerly known as UTI Bank. It was started by UTI, LIC and GIC together in 1993. Later on, the name of UTI Bank was changed to Axis Bank. Therefore, from among the given options, the only private sector bank is Axis Bank. Now let us go to the next question. The best suited deposit for a trading community. A bank has got several kinds of deposits: savings bank deposits, current deposits, fixed deposits, recurring deposit. All deposits are suitable for all. But the best suited deposit for trading community, among the given 4 deposits, which is the best suited deposit for trading community? As you know, a trading community, people will make a large number of deposits and a large number of withdrawals and the volume of transactions will be very high. The value of transactions will also be very high. Therefore, there will be a series of transactions every day and therefore the best suited account for a trading community is current deposit. In current deposits, normally there will be no restrictions on the number of deposits and the number of withdrawals and the maximum amount which can be deposited and all those things will not be there. So a trading community, it will be very handy for a trading community because they can do any number of transactions. But here there is a small development. Latest development is that banks are wary of accepting a lot of cash deposits even in current account. Suppose an account is opened by a college and where the students are standing in queue, and every day hundreds of students are standing in queue and paying 2,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees, 5,000 rupees, small amounts. It will run for the whole day. It will disturb the remaining client of the bank. And therefore, the banks are now bringing some restrictions on cash deposits even in current account, because it should not be an uneconomical and unwieldy operation for the bank. Normally, current account is the best suited account for a trading community. Next, let us go to another interesting question. The most liquid asset is what? We have got various options: gold, bill of exchange, Government of India bond, cash. Of this, gold and Government of India are almost near cash, because you can sell gold in half an hour. In Government of India bond, you can sell it in one day and you will get full money. Of course, bill of exchange, it may take some time to realize. It is a very doubtful case. But there is also cash. Among the four, which is the most liquid asset? The obvious answer is cash. Because if all other things to use must be converted to cash. Suppose you are given 10 kilogram worth of jewels to take this money and make use of it. Suppose you want to spend that money that is there in the 10 kilograms of gold jewels. What you have to do? You have to go to the market first and sell the gold and convert it into cash, then only you can sell it. Similarly, Government of India bond, you have to go to the stock exchange, find a broker, sell the bond, and then only it will be converted into cash. On the other hand, cash is ready. That is why one of my chairman used to say, if somebody wants to commit a fraud, the first target is a bank, because if they commit a fraud, let us say on a jewelry house, they will take some 1 kilogram worth of jewels, but this is of no use to them unless they can convert it into cash. On the other hand, if they commit a fraud on a bank, the money is ready. They don't have to convert it into any other form. It is available for them for spending the next minute onwards. Therefore, he used to say, be very careful, because bankers is the first target of tricksters and fraudsters and thieves. Because in bank we deal with the cash, and the cash is a commodity which can be spent instantaneously without converting into any other form. All other assets, they have to be first converted into cash and then only spent. Therefore, the most liquid asset is cash. That is why we have given turnover is vanity, profit is sanity, but cash is king. Cash is the most liquid asset, because all other assets have to be converted to cash before one can spend. The next question is, in India, every scheduled bank has to maintain with RBI a cash balance equivalent of all deposit liabilities, called as what? Open market ratio, cash reserve ratio, bank reserve ratio, credit reserve ratio. So the correct answer for this question is cash reserve ratio. What is cash reserve ratio? You simply remember like this. A banker accepts a deposit of 1,000 rupees. A person comes and gives a fixed deposit of 1,000 rupees to a bank. As soon as a bank accepts 1,000 rupees worth of deposit, it has to pay whatever is the cash reserve ratio. Cash reserve ratio was once upon a time 15% of the deposit amount. It is called NDTL, net demand and time liability. It was 15%. If 100 rupee cash deposit is received, 15 rupees must be given to Reserve Bank of India. Then only balance 85 rupees only you can touch your hand. You cannot touch the 15 rupee first. So the 15 rupee over a period, it has come down to 4% now. Today the CRR is 4%. If you receive 100 rupees deposit, then 4 rupee must be first given to Reserve Bank of India. The remaining 96 rupees only you can touch your hand. I used to tell funnily that whenever in Hindu houses we have a function and we prepare a lot of food. First the food is offered to God, and after that only all others are allowed to eat. It is something like this. CRR, Reserve Bank of India, is our God of all the banks. Therefore, 4% of the deposit must be first given to Reserve Bank of India, and after satisfying Reserve Bank of India, whatever is left you can take. CRR at present is 4%. It is the amount which every bank should pay to Reserve Bank of India the moment they get the deposit. They cannot default on this. And this is for the good of the bank itself. Why? In case of difficulty or in times of stress or something like that, Reserve Bank will come to the help of this bank, and bank will be able to meet the crisis head on. So this is called CRR, or cash reserve ratio.